Uh-oh. Well, I'll tell you what, I hear a ring, and I know that's not an alarm clock. So we have somebody on the line. Who do we have?
Marcus, this is Marcus in Georgia, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Marcus. How you doing?
God bless you, my brother. Can I bring up some points along what you're saying about the National Rifle Association?
Oh, go right ahead, please.
Guys, I'm a life member of the NRA. When I was on active duty, my first wife thought it'd be the neatest thing in the world to take and buy me a life membership of the NRA because I was young and dumb and an annual member. Well, guys, go back and research who was going around this country by the name of Moses that was an actor who was supporting passage of the Gun Control Act of 1968, who later became, from my cold, dead hands, he became the what? What do they call him, the president or something? Remember that?
That's right.
He was going around supporting that and ends up being in charge of the NRA, or the figurehead. Now, look up the 1986 McClure-Volkner Gun Owners Protection Act. The NRA compromised, saying we didn't need machine guns, you didn't need your MP5 suppressed, which was one of the most lovely pieces of German engineering that I ever got to shoot on my life on active duty, that I didn't need one of those because it wasn't for hunting. The NRA compromised that so that we couldn't have machine guns anymore, but we could keep our shotguns and rifles. Well, here in the state of Georgia, the Georgia Sports Shooters Association, GSSA, has fought us every time to change our carry permit system to get rid of having to have permission when we're trying to go Vermont style. Why should we have permission when the Constitution says nothing shall infringe? So explain to me the rules of engagement. Guys, I highly recommend go back and watch Waco, Rules of Engagement. Go back and watch, after I met Randy Weaver years ago, Ruby Ridge. Go watch that and see how they changed the rules of engagement while they had no clue what was going on and didn't really care when they killed Vicki Weaver and that little Sammy, the son, Samuel. Y'all go back and watch those movies that talks about the truth of what they did to that family on Ruby Ridge and what happened at Waco and how they blew up them little kids there in the Edwin Murrow building on April 19th, which is the day, it's awful coincidence now, April 19th, 1775 was the day shot heard on the Green at Lexington and Concord. And that's the day they burned Waco and they blew up Oklahoma City, the Edwin P. Murrow building. You think dates are significant, like Mark always says, dates are significant. You may hear Alex Jones talking about it. These people don't care a rat's butt about you. The government doesn't care. Okay? They don't care. And the NRA is an NGO. They have status with the UN. They're an NGO. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But guys, everything Mark keeps telling y'all might think he's crazy. You might think he's nuts. He's not crazy and he's not nuts. If you've been involved and you've been paying attention and you've been out there doing what you're supposed to do, you know everything he's telling you is the truth. I was blessed to meet this man a couple of times when he came to Georgia back in the day before Y2K. Okay, he was talking the same stuff then, and my first wife thought that he was a little bit wacky, but she sort of went along with it. Okay, now, after all these years, she finally, this is my ex now, she finally thinks, well, he wasn't crazy after all, and you weren't crazy. Well, you thought I was, that's why you divorced me. And thank God she did, because I got a much better wife now. God has a plan for everything. But people, he's not crazy. The NRA will sell you out. They have sold us out. They're going to sell us out. and they don't care. All they want to have is to get along like Republicans did with Democrats, okay? They want to have little tea parties. They want to be accepted. They all live in Washington, D.C., inside the Beltway up there. They want a little nice firearms museum. They want to do this, that, and the other. And they put out all this propaganda. Because also back in the day when I was on active duty and got off of active duty, I wanted to help support firearms ownership. So I went up and went to a school. It cost me money. I went twice. I paid for my own schooling, my own trip, and everything. And I got to see where all it was a scam to take and get the hearts and minds of good, patriotic American people to give money by writing good newsletters and good stories, and we never, ever truly won any legislative battles we ever did. But we got out and protested, we got out and did this, that, and the other. We fought, and we get these small victories, and we blow them up out of proportion to say, oh, we need more money to do it again next year. And we always kept losing. And if you go and look, that's what they've been doing. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's what they've done to us.
Yep.
One bite at a time, and we've let it happen. How do you cook a frog and not jump out of the pot of water? You turn the heat up slowly. People, go back and look at the movie Ruby Ridge. It'll make you so mad. You think they really care. When the guys come, don't worry about running. Stand there and shoot them. Don't be like little Sammy and turn your back. Train your kids, your grandkids, to stand there and just go ahead and shoot them. They're going to take you to the camps. They're going to shoot you anyway. What they talk about, the red sticker, the blue sticker, and the green sticker, or the yellow mark or something out by your mailbox or your street. You know, heck with changing the color and doing whatever. Stand there and shoot them. Get the mindset, this is war. You're in a battle between good and evil on the spiritual plane and here on the physical plane. They don't care about you. Mark, I'll back off on that. But I just had to get that out of my system. I watched Waco last night and Ruby Ridge again last night. I was so mad after this thing with the manna storehouse and what happened to the Amish up there and what happened to the rainbow thing back at the 4th of July. People, you're nothing but guinea pigs. They don't care about you. We're slaves to them. We're scum.
I think the most important thing here, too, when you bring up, if you look at that short list, and it's longer, actually, there's a lot of other incidents in the last 12 months. They didn't, they aren't going and attacking anybody that they think they're going to have a problem with. They're using these people as a way to be able to puff up their BS reports. You know, the attack on the goofs, not goofs, the hippies, but they were just goofing around. There were people who weren't doing anything. It's like, they went out and they specifically, and I talked to the people who went out there that were there for that and recorded it. They specifically went after the women and the kids.
Well, they went hit the children's village, they called it.
Yeah, the BLM, these are BLM SWAT team. These are scum. They specifically targeted where the women and the children were and were pepper spraying them. They were shooting them with paintball, with pepper balls. They were walking up at point blank range with this stuff, and these characters were laughing and high fiving like this was some kind of victory for them. Now you've got to ask yourself, what kind of nutcase did they let gravitate to these positions? What kind of pea brains are you dealing with here? But then you see it and I got to remember, that's way out west. That's west of the Mississippi, where these pea brains have all congregated into these jackbooted thug operations, and they're going to need to be hung. That's my attitude. But then you turn and, just like you said, you go halfway across the country to another location, and it's the same thing. What do? They attack a place that's selling food, that's sold food for 9 years, by the way, people. This is just this jackbooted thug mentality being plugged into every aspect. They're selling food, and they go in and put guns to the heads of women, babies, and toddlers. Literally, women with babies in their arms, and dad overseas serving in the military right now. And that's disgusting. That's an example of the kind of parasite we're dealing with. They want you to bleed for them overseas while they're busy raping your family over here. Oh, no. I know that what's going on in that guy's mind. He's boiling over there right now, and rightfully so. I pity any of the idiots that are waiting over here thinking they were going to laugh about that. I know what's going to happen. I understand completely.